Have you ever wondered why injustice prevails even when you pray for justice? Enter the Book of Habakkuk. This ancient text, nestled within the depths of the Bible, grapples with this very question. Its central theme, the perplexing reality of why God allows evil and injustice to linger in our world. This struggle, as raw and real today as it was centuries ago, offers a timeless exploration of faith and morality. Today we will delve into this profound book, chapter by chapter, to illuminate its message. Habakkuk chapter 1 starts with a poignant question. The prophet Habakkuk looks around him, witnessing the world crumbling into chaos and destruction. He cries out to God, asking, "How long, Lord, must I call for help and you do not listen?" This chapter is a dialogue between Habakkuk and God, a raw and honest conversation that delves into the depths of human despair and divine providence. The prophet is troubled by the suffering and injustice that seem to pervade his society. He cannot comprehend why the righteous seem to be punished while the wicked prosper. God, in his infinite wisdom, responds to Habakkuk's cry. He assures the prophet that he sees all the injustice and wickedness in the world. God is not indifferent to the suffering of his people. He tells Habakkuk, "Look at the nations and watch and be utterly amazed, for I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told." God's answer reveals a profound truth about his divine plan. It may not always align with our human understanding or expectations, but it is always in motion, always working towards a greater purpose. God's plan is not confined to our limited perspective of time and space. It transcends our understanding, and it is unfolding even when we cannot see it. God's response to Habakkuk is a reminder that he is sovereign even in the midst of chaos and turmoil. He is in control even when all we see is disorder and decay. He is working even when we feel like our prayers are going unanswered. This chapter of Habakkuk teaches us that it is okay to question, to wrestle with our faith, and to seek understanding. It also reassures us that God hears our cries and is actively working in the world even when it seems like he is silent. So even in the face of adversity, we see that there is a divine plan at work. In the second chapter, Habakkuk receives a vision. This vision holds a significant place in the narrative, as it serves as God's response to the prophet's heartfelt inquiries. In this chapter, Habakkuk is instructed to write down the vision and make it plain. The vision is not for now, but for an appointed time in the future. It may seem slow in coming, but the message is clear. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. This is a powerful reminder of divine timing, which may not align with our human expectations, but is always perfect. The vision Habakkuk receives is an assurance of divine justice. God responds to Habakkuk's questions, not with immediate action, but with a promise of eventual justice. He assures Habakkuk that the wicked will not triumph forever. Their wealth, gained through ill-gotten means, will testify against them, and the stones of their houses will cry out against their injustices. The chapter further outlines 5 woes against the wicked. The first woe is for those who accumulate what isn't theirs. The second woe is for those who increase their wealth through deceit. The third woe is for those who build their homes through bloodshed. The fourth woe is for those who lead others into sin for personal gain. And finally, the fifth woe is for those who idolize things instead of God. These woes serve as warnings and speak to the consequences of wickedness. In essence, chapter 2 of Habakkuk is a testament to the inevitability of divine justice. It is a declaration that wrongdoing may seem to prosper for a time, but it will ultimately lead to downfall. The wrongdoers may seem to flourish, but their fate is sealed. The chapter ends with a powerful statement. "But the Lord is in his holy temple, let all the earth keep silence before him." This serves as a reminder of God's sovereignty over all the earth. No matter the injustice we see in the world, God is in control. This chapter reassures us that divine justice will prevail even if not immediately apparent. The final chapter of Habakkuk is a song of faith and surrender. As we delve into the third chapter of the Book of Habakkuk, we find ourselves immersed in a profound prayer, a lyrical expression of the prophet's faith and trust in God's divine plan. This prayer, so beautifully penned, is more than just words. It is a testament to Habakkuk's unwavering belief and deep-rooted conviction in the righteousness of the Lord. In this chapter, Habakkuk is not questioning God's ways as he did in the earlier chapters. Instead, he is embracing them. He is not seeking answers or trying to comprehend the divine plan. Instead, he is surrendering himself to it. This shift in Habakkuk's perspective is significant. It reflects his spiritual growth and maturity, his transition from doubt to faith, from questioning to surrendering. In his prayer, Habakkuk acknowledges God's sovereignty and might. He recounts the Lord's mighty deeds in the past, his miracles, and his justice. He speaks of the awe-inspiring power of God, his wrath against injustice, and his mercy towards his people. Through this recollection, Habakkuk is not only praising God, but also reminding himself of God's unfailing love and power. Despite the impending judgment, Habakkuk expresses his trust in God's righteousness. He doesn't pray for deliverance from the impending doom, but for mercy during the judgment. He prays, "In wrath, remember mercy." This is a powerful statement of faith. It shows that Habakkuk understands that God's plan, however harsh it might seem, is ultimately for the good of his people. Habakkuk ends his prayer with a pledge of unwavering faithfulness, even in the face of adversity. He declares that even if everything around him fails, he will still rejoice in the Lord. This is a remarkable display of faith, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. Habakkuk's prayer serves as a reminder of the importance of faith, even in the face of hardship. It encourages us to trust in God's plan, to surrender ourselves to his will, and to find joy in him, even when our circumstances seem grim. The book of Habakkuk may be small, but its message is powerful. We've journeyed through the 3 chapters of this profound book, each filled with its unique messages and themes. In chapter 1, we witnessed the prophet Habakkuk's boldness as he voiced his concerns to God, questioning the seeming injustice in the world around him. This chapter is a testament to the freedom we have to express our doubts and fears to our Creator without fear of retribution. As we moved into chapter 2, we saw Habakkuk's faithfulness. He stood watch, waiting for God's answer, and sure enough, God responded, revealing his divine plan to him. This chapter reminds us of the importance of patience and persistence in faith. It assures us that even when we don't see immediate answers to our prayers, God hears us and is working on our behalf. Finally, in chapter 3, we were brought to the climax of Habakkuk's journey. Here he expressed his unwavering trust in God despite the dire circumstances around him. He chose to rejoice in the Lord regardless of his external circumstances. This chapter serves as an empowering reminder that our faith should not be swayed by the ups and downs of life, but should remain steadfast in all seasons. Throughout the book, the theme of divine justice is repeatedly emphasized. The prophet Habakkuk reminds us that though we may not understand God's ways, he always acts justly. His plans are not to harm us, but to bring about a greater good. This theme is as relevant today as it was in Habakkuk's time. We live in a world where injustice often seems to prevail. But Habakkuk's message encourages us to have faith that divine justice will eventually triumph. Moreover, the book of Habakkuk also teaches us the importance of maintaining our faith, even when we don't understand God's plan. It's easy to lose hope in the face of adversity, but Habakkuk's steadfastness in his faith, even when he didn't understand God's ways, serves as a beacon of hope for us all. In conclusion, the book of Habakkuk is a timeless piece of scripture that continues to resonate with us today. It reminds us of the importance of questioning faith and divine justice. It teaches us to trust in God's plan even when we don't understand it. The book of Habakkuk teaches us to trust in divine justice and maintain faith even when we don't understand God's plan. Remember, even when the world seems unfair, there is a divine plan at work.